Okay, so here's the story behind existence first. When I was 19 years old, I was a freshman in college studying computer science. I had my first internship ever, full-time work at a Fortune 500 company. It was a company that manufactured trucks, okay, like semi-trucks, that haul stuff, okay? I was in the IT department doing basically Microsoft Excel um, for 8 hours a day, keeping track of all of the hardware that the company owned. You know, if a computer was too old, we had to update it, that sort of thing. Okay, so here I am, 19 years old, right? I feel like I'm finally an adult. My whole life, adults have told me what to do, and for the first time ever, I'm now working alongside them, full time, in this fancy office. Got my cubicle, and I feel like I finally achieved. I finally entered the adult ranks, right? I was excited. I said, you know, whoa, like adults, my whole life adults have told me what to do, except now I'm finally one of them. I'm working full time, okay? That was my mindset going into it. And an important thing happened. Day after day, as I kind of took in this office environment, although I was initially excited to see what it was like to be an adult, what these real life adults were like, I started to realize that they weren't as free as I thought they were. And the evidence for that was I would watch them come into the office on a Monday morning, and they would complain that it was Monday. And they would start saying things like, I can't wait till it's Friday. On Tuesday, they would say, oh, I can't wait till it's Friday, one more day. Wednesday, or no, not one more day, but yeah, one more day closer. Wednesday would come, then they would say, yeah, it's getting closer to Friday. Thursday would come along. Ooh, one more day, we're getting excited. Friday comes along. Ah, thank goodness it's Friday, so happy. Yeah, who's bringing donuts in, right? And I'm like, wait a second. Like, you guys don't enjoy your lives? Like, you don't enjoy what you're doing? It made no sense to me. I thought adults did what they wanted to do. So I did a lot of reflecting, right? As the tasks of my job got a little bit boring, I started to stare out the window. I started daydreaming. I was like, man, this is like, my job really isn't helping anybody. I was thinking, what if I were to like help the homeless, or what if I were to work with teenagers like in the inner city or something? Wouldn't that be more like impactful? And I just couldn't get my mind off that. Like the whole day, like I would struggle to concentrate because I kept thinking that way. I wanted to understand like what is the human being? What is human life? Why is it that these adults keep coming into the office and they're grown up adults, but they're acting like slaves, you know? They're doing these things that they don't want to do. So then, you know, I reflected, the whole summer went by, it's full-time work, and the company sent me on a trip to Dallas for this trade show. So I go down with several other employees. We fly down to Dallas, and we're on this bus, a shuttle, to go to the convention center. And as we're driving, we come to a red light. At the red light, everybody looks to the side, and there's this giant mural. There's a giant mural with this guy's head. He kind of looks like an Albert Einstein or something, but it's actually a conductor, like an orchestra conductor, right? And his head is like exploding with all of these like painters and dancers and like musicians, like all these artistic people or professions are like kind of coming out of his mind, right? And there's a quotation on this was giant, by the way. This was like on a 10-story parking garage, so it was huge, massive. I actually posted the picture on the Existence First Instagram today, so if you're not on the Instagram for Existence First, go edit right now. But the quote goes like this: The artist must be sacrificed to their art. Like the bees, they must put their lives into the sting they give. They must put their lives into the sting they give. And, well, here's a picture of the what it looks like. So, I see this mural, and I tap my coworker on the shoulder. I say, "Hey, check that out." And he looks over and he's like, "Oh, cool." But I don't think that he got it. Like, that mural right there was so inspiring to me because that was, to me, that's the essence of life. Like, we are human beings, you know. We have these thoughts, we have these ideas, and our time is limited also, right? So that kind of gives a little bit of a sense of urgency or an importance to what we do in our daily lives. And it was kind of that moment when I realized, like, this is a joke, you know? Like, this little corporate thing that I'm doing, it's like, it's a joke, because I saw, compared side by side, you know, a bus full of these corporate employees parked right next to this mural that had so much passion in it, right? It's so much feeling and so much humanness in that one mural that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I started to ask myself things like, if I were to stay in this job for another 40 years of my life and then retire, like, what am I going to say that about my life? That I helped the company sell a few more trucks, a few thousand more trucks? Like, I can't go to the grave with that being my big accomplishment, that I helped the company sell some more trucks. Like, no. I was not going to have that. I wanted to understand, like, what is this mechanism in me that, like, doesn't want to be like that, right? How do I rescue people from this illusion that they have to live a certain life? And of course, it's not about the superficial. Like, it's not the corporate environment that necessarily that's wrong. Okay, it's because if somebody was totally aware and they liked that environment, then that's fine. The point is that you have people that don't like the environment, but they think that they have to be in that environment. That's where things fall short, right? So, what did I do? Well, at the end of that summer, I quit studying computer science, and I switched to psychology because there's nothing I wanted more than to understand the mind, the human being, what we really are made of, so that I could live like a fulfilling life. A life where I was aware, a life where I was satisfied with how I was going about my life. I mean, we have one shot on this planet. I'm not going to live it with my head in the sand. Okay? So, at the end of that summer, I walked right into the psychology department at my university, and I said, how do I switch my major? I switched my major. Okay. In my psychology classes, I didn't really learn that much that I currently apply, except for evolutionary psychology. That's the one exception. All right, but that doesn't matter. That was only 3 years of my life. Since then, I've spent over 8 years working in social services and psychology, and that's where I've developed a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about right now.